you know, everything transitioned right into us doing Fight Club. You know what I'm saying? So now we arrive
So
at
what's
me
Fight Club?
battling Penn. So I ended up finding out about Fight Club. I was at Fat Beach chilling one time, and you know, sometimes you would be on 8th Street doing a cipher if you was in that area at that time. You was on 8th Street if you was near Fight Club. If you was near Fat Beach, you might have seen Percy P up front, or you might be up front just spitting. You know what I'm saying? Or you be upstairs ciphering or something. And we was at Fat Beats one time, and a good friend of mine by the name of ZJ Amari, shout out to her, she's dope. Make sure you follow her. Was talking to me about Fight Club and how Remy and how Remy and what's her name was about to do I guess a second battle because the first battle had already happened. You know what I'm saying? So they was going to battle a second time. The second battle is what the whole world got to hear. The second battle from Remy versus Luck was what everybody got to hear. But when that hits the airwaves, I'm finding out about Fight Club. So I talked to Pumpkinhead about it, and I'm talking to Dutch about it. Like now it's in a secret location. It's an invite only. And at the time with Fight Club, Rigo Morales, who was the A&R of Shady Records, was running Fight Club, and International P was in fact the host, and it was just different. It was at a different location than when it was when Dutch starts doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's in. So I get the invite basically, and when I show up, I get treated with love. Like Rigo Morales is like, "Yo, lyrics in the building," and I'm nervous as fuck because I'm like, "Yeah, I never played before," but Luck and them is already on the radio getting love over the battles, and Nems had introduced himself to me. It was the first time I met Nems. My first time in Fight Club is when I met Nems. And rest in peace to my brother T Boogie. He drove me to my first Fight Club. You know what I'm saying? And it was dope. It was an amazing experience, and I started going back every Monday. But at that time, when the Luck and Remy battle happened, we had that influx of Lauryn Hill, right?
Mm.
And Lauryn Hill was killing it as a female rapper. We loved her. We wanted more of Lauryn Hill. What people don't like to discuss is when Lauryn Hill happened, right? And when this Remy versus Lady Luck happened, and everybody was concentrating on their prospective careers, and Lauren no longer wanted to do music because she wanted to raise her family, the door closed for females. There was like a door just shut, closed. Like nobody was able to break through. It
That's a
was just
big
like
fact. That's a
it
big
just felt
fact.
like
I mean,
these
female.
situations took it with it. You know what I'm saying? At some point, not that they meant to do that, not like that's their fault. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, in that time for the industry and for a lot of people, it shut the door. And
Big
so
facts.
Why?
when Fight Club, it's hard. It's like a stigmata that I feel like female hip hop has. You know what I'm saying? That still happens to this day. I don't care what nobody says, no
Yeah, I
matter what.
mean, essentially,
Um,
like I was gonna say that, like like after that wave of successful women in hip hop, of like Lauren and Little Kim and all these, like before, like that between area between them and like the climax of that to like Nicki Minaj, there was like a big gap. I remember it. Like there were no women in rap. Like Lady Luck and you were essentially and Jean. Like I remember at that point, that was when Jay had gotten the presidency at Def Jam, and like the big debate was like, was he gonna sign Lady Sovereign or was he gonna sign Jean Grey? And he went with fucking Lady Sovereign.
Yeah,
Like
I
like
was like, that's it. The only person I know from like Lady Hip Hop at that time is Lady Sovereign. And I remember
yeah,
her hitting Montreal, and like she had a couple of videos that came out, and she did a remix with somebody famous and whatnot. But if I really, really, really think about it, there's not much coming from that era that is ladies that
yeah,
is being
no.
pushed to me across, because like we didn't have, I mean, we had shitty MTV, we didn't have the good MTVs at that point. Like MTV had MTV2 at this point, where that's where all the music
yeah,
videos were at. And so like for me, I'm like
Yeah.
much vibe and much loud, so much music is the Canadian version of it. And it's just like dudes for days. It really is. Yeah, the other thing is like even if you go back to all the lady albums of hip hop, right? There's this weird phenomenon, and this is just a reviewer and me noticing it. Whether it's Remy Ma, and Remy Ma is the most profound version of this because
I love her.
people know who she is today. Like she's ill today, and people kind of like respect her. But then you look at the first album, and some dude introduces her, and there's always a dude introducing it on these albums. Every classic album from a female artist, I think even Missy at that point had that too happen, like has this guy be like, yo,
That's a
let
fact.
me tell y'all she's the dope. But the thing is, you can't even find who the fucking guy is on the Remy Ma album. His name is just not to be found. And I thought that was the
I
most
love that
introducing.
I love that you say that.
Because like, who is this? I don't know. I could not tell you. And I tried because we did the fucking album route. Every 10 albums on our classic album show, because we kind of trailed off, is a female artist. We said, yo, like we have to, otherwise what? Because my girlfriend does this, and she's like, you know, we're only talking about guys, right? And I'm like, right. And then we started realizing like it's hard to actually find.
I had a trajectory in mind and shit. You know what I mean? And I knew Sara was gonna come on the show, and I knew what she was gonna lead into with. I had told you that when we had talked about this, like she was gonna be the doorway to all the women that like have like, because essentially Sara, like before her, there is no Queen of the Ring. There is no league of
this is before
female
the
battle
guys,
rappers.
Yeah.
Like the only other woman that is battle rapping essentially at the time, like actively, like is Gaddis, and like she's after Sara. Like there's documented like evidence that Sara was battling before her, you know? So it's just different. Like
Goddess was just already on grind time before I got there.
Exactly.
And she was already getting her name up and things like that, which was shout out to my sister Goddess. You know what I'm saying? She was leading right there in the Midwest. Well, you know, she was doing her Midwest work. I was doing the New York work. You know what I'm saying? But I say that to say I couldn't get any battles on a Monday night in Fight Club, because if they did set one up, either the female backed out or there was really no female. You know what I'm saying?